There is a word that comes from the Lord. Those of you who have your Bibles, the Faithful Gospel, Holy Writ, be so kind as to turn with me for just a little while to the book of Romans. I want to take you again to that 10th chapter, but I want to take you a little further down. You know, some things are good to learn if you can. I used to quote over half of this chapter just because it was good strength for me sometimes. In that 10th chapter, I'm really going to that 4th and 5th verse, but it'd be just a shame to not read into your hearing those first few verses. It says, "Brethren, my heart's desire and prayer to God for Israel is that they might be saved. For I bear them record that they have a zeal of God, but not according to knowledge. For they, being ignorant of God's righteousness and going about to establish their own righteousness, have not submitted themselves unto the righteousness of God." But here's where I want to stake my claim. Verse 4, "For Christ is the end of the law, for righteousness to everyone that believeth. For Moses described the righteousness which is of the law, that the man which doeth those things shall live by them." Let me stop right there. For a subject on today, be so kind to turn, look at somebody. You ain't got to touch them if you don't want to. You can count off 6 feet if you want to. But I just want you to turn and look at somebody and speak a word of life into their hearing by repeating after me. And say, "Neighbor, neighbor, oh neighbor, I've said my last goodbye." Now, turn to somebody else. Repeat after me. Say, "Neighbor, oh neighbor, this is the last goodbye." God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. The last goodbye. The last goodbye. I need this to come to a finality. This is the last goodbye. You know how sometimes you can be at the house and you thought you as a family were ready to go, and you got up and said your goodbyes and headed toward the door, but it took the one you were with so long to come to the door. You turned around and went back in the door and sat back down and waited for them. And then you saw them make a move saying goodbye and even saying, "Come on, let's go." And so now you get up to go, get to the door again, and they done circle back again and are back talking again. And now you wait even longer at the door, but they look like they've gotten into a long conversation. So now you got to make a decision, and oftentimes you turn around and go back in and sit back down again. Just to find out that those 2 goodbyes were not the last goodbye. Some of you can testify that after several attempts, you wait till you see them at the door. So you can block their re-entry into the door before you get up and then make your way to the door. But if you're not careful, that same scenario will catch you again and again. But I want to talk about the last goodbye. And now there's some things you've already said goodbye to. Some of you have some experience that you said goodbye and you meant it when you said it. Some of us don't mean goodbye when we say goodbye. Some of us, we got a 3 goodbye clause when we say goodbye. But I need you to hear that there are some things in life you need to turn the lights off to. That there are some things in life that you need to lock the door to. That there are some things in life that you need to make sure you don't turn back and go back again. Because everything that's good to you ain't good for you. Everybody smiling in your face is not your friend. Everybody that say and promise you one thing can't deliver. And after a while, you know they can't deliver, but yet you keep on going back anyhow. But you ought to make up in your mind, this is my last goodbye. Can't miss a friend that you really never had. You can't miss some stuff that's never really been for you. And oftentimes if folk promise you and never delivered what they promised, that ought to be a sign, an indication to you that they are never going to deliver on that. So you ought to stop thinking that that's coming your way. Why are you going to keep on going in a store that don't never have what you need? They don't talk to you in a kind way. And now they done got on your nerves so much that you got to tell somebody about them later on. But yet, every time you need something, you go crate hanging around that same store again. After a while, it's not them that's the problem. After a while, it becomes you who are the problem. Now, here God's people are. This is the New Testament. Jesus has come, bled, suffered, and died. And yet the people are still going back to a time before Jesus and saying this is how we ought to live as Christians. And Jesus has already told them that I came to hang up your hang-ups. I came to heal you, deliver you from stuff you couldn't get rid of. You couldn't get rid of sin. You couldn't get rid of some of the habits you had without me. But now I came so that you could let some stuff go. And you still hanging on to your former beliefs when now your future help has already come. Can I be so bold as to tell you some stuff? Some of you are still dreaming about some you used to have. And it ain't even in the picture no more. You're not with them right now. But yet you have some image in your head that you can't let go of, and so now you are creating an impossible situation for the next person who is right there by your side. And some of you ain't going to be happy till you're by yourself again because you do not really want to face the reality. God's been so good to us. Some of us have been so blessed. And some of you think that you have lost so much money, you wish you could get some back. Some of that money you lost, get in line. There's a whole lot of us that have lost a whole lot of money. But baby, I'm living in today because yesterday is past. And I have found out I can do more with less than I could with all that I had in the past. Because now I learned how not to think that it was me who did it, but God who's doing it. So now I can be appreciative of all that he has done for me. I can appreciate now some of the trials and tribulations I've had in my life because that's what grew me up. better now because some folk did hate me. I'm better now because some folk don't understand me. I'm better now because some folk do call me some names. I'm better now because some folk are always going to sow negativity around me. So I have learned how to step sure and not step soft. I cannot walk around on spider webs because I'm too big for that. But every word God says, I've learned how to stand on His word. Christ is the end of the law. Now, in that very next verse, it goes back to Moses and how Moses described the righteousness which is of the law. Christ is the end of the law. But then Moses described the righteousness which is of the law. And when you're in the law, it says the man that doeth those things shall live by them. So, if you're going to be in the law, that's a sign that you're not trusting God. If you're going to walk and live for Christ, you're going to walk by faith.
Amen.
If you're going to be in the past and live by the law, the man which doeth those things shall live by them. Everyone in the Old Testament proved they could not keep the law. But now here we are with your righteous, sanctified, so sanctimonious self. That now you don't got the nerve to look at somebody else and say what they ought to be doing. Here you are, you done been in church so long that you think you can be in the church and tell other folk how to act in the church. As though now you got yourself together, as though now you know what it's all about. I got some news for you. You are just not starting to learn how you ought to conduct yourself in church. We didn't come to look at each other. We come to look to the hills from which cometh our help. Good God from Zion. We didn't come here for shape, form, or passion. We came here because we got a God to glorify. I have fought the devil all week long. I have put scriptures on him all week long. I have tried to tell God how happy I am in Him. I need some fueling. I need some strength. I need God to build me up.
Reverend.
Here we are. Now, understand the Moses that they're talking about. They're not talking about the Moses that was in the crib and then ran and hid on the backside of the desert. That's not who I'm talking about. But I'm talking about that Moses who one day stopped and saw a bush that was burning. But the fire could not consume. Because see, that's the Moses that had been through something. That's the Moses that saw everything that he had been through had brought him to that moment.
Yes.
Sometimes you got to understand you are going through something. So God can get you to the moment in your life that He's trying to get you to. If you hadn't been beat, if you hadn't been abused, if you hadn't been hurt, if you had not been down, you would be up like you are right now. You would not know how to be so thankful like you know how to be thankful right now. If you had not lost some stuff, if your health had not went down, you wouldn't know how to appreciate every time you breathe in and breathe out. Now, this Moses, God told him to go back to Egypt. And Moses start thinking about what he did before he left Egypt. And some of you are thinking some of those same thoughts. Wait a minute. How can I go back? I'm going to say it the way I want to say it because I want to help you. How can I go back to church? How can I be in the house of God? I don't cuss folk out in church. I don't mistreated them at church.
Reverend.
I'm the same joker that was telling everybody in church who real, who ain't real,
Reverend.
who got a testimony,
Yes, sir.
whose testimony is phony. I've been telling everybody who I saw out in the club, at the casino, at the bar, and now here I am coming back to church. I'm the same joker that used to have positions in church, and I done told all of them they ain't worth half of what they are being told they are, because I can see the real deal. What am I doing? Going back to church?
Reverend. Yes, sir.
But now, I don't care. Let me say even more importantly, God don't care who you used to be. Actually, that's why God chose you. Because of who you used to be. God said, I need some folk who will speak out in church. I need some folk who are not ashamed to testify and to witness to my goodness up in church. I need some folk who gonna be real. Not gonna act like they ain't never been through nothing to walk through them doors. I need some folk who can say, I've been lied on, I've been talked about, I've been mistreated, I've been down, I've been wrong, I've been out. I need some of them folk up in church because I need some folk who know how to give me a real, genuine praise. Some folk who can testify. Thank you, Lord. I've been down. I shouldn't even be where I am right now. But thank you for your grace and your mercy. Thank you for calling me back out of darkness. Come on. Here this Moses is. He said, our past. Sometimes folks like to talk about our family. Heard somebody say, family. But you also don't have to be who they say you are. You don't even have to be who you were on yesterday. And just because they knew you then, that don't mean they know you now. Oh, what a change. Oh, what a change. Give me just a moment. Oh, what a change in my life. I thank God for turning me around. I thank God for a new attitude. I thank God for fresh mercies. I don't deserve it, but he keeps on doing it anyway.
Yes.
Oh, I'm so full. I almost need to sit down for about 5 minutes. I know it was the blood that saved me. need a dry church. I need a church just about dead. Because every time I think of the goodness of Jesus,
Yes, sir.
let me tell you, I gotta hurry up trying to get to a close.
Take your time, Doc. Take
Ain't
your
nothing
time.
good about to happen. Oh. Now let me tell you what God will do. Let me tell you what God will do. See what God says. God says, oh, taste and see how good I am. If you ever tasted, now what God will do out in the streets, if they want to get you addicted, they'll give you the first hit for free. What they do out in the streets, if they're selling crack, sometimes they give you the first dose for free. Because if they get you addicted, you'll keep on coming